Okay, we're gonna see how this goes, and it might go great, it might not, but we gotta start somewhere. So, whoa. So, logarithms. You have this crazy problem that is 3 log base 4 of 3 plus log base 4 of 3 minus 1/3 log base 4 of 27. Now, that's a lot of things happening at once, so let's break it down because it's basically all of the rules going on. Let's start with that guy. So if we just have, I'm going to make this bigger here. If we just have 3 log base 4 of 3, that is equal to log base 4 of 3 to the third. So basically what's happening is, let's go pink here, this 3 becomes an exponent on that 3. Okay? Now, if we have log base 4 of 3 to the third plus log base 4 of 3, another rule of logarithms is that this plus sign means that you want to multiply these two values. And so what that ends up looking like, I'm going to move this. What that ends up looking like is you still have log base 4, but now it's of 3 to the third times 3. So again, whoops, go down, be away. I will try to edit this out, but no promises. What the heck? So many dots. There we go. Okay. So, again, this 3 and this 3 get multiplied because of this addition. And so we can simplify that further and say that log base 4 of 3 to the third times 3, well, that's like saying 3 to the third times 3 to the 1. And so, as you know, with rules of exponents, you want to add those two exponents together. So that becomes log base 4 of 3 to the fourth. Okay, so scrolling on up to see the beginning of the problem, we've now addressed this whole piece. And so what's left is this guy. Again, let's take this by itself first, and then we'll combine it. So we've got 1/3 log base 4 of 27. So again, that was 1/3 times log base 4 of 27. Now, as before, we've got this that comes over here and becomes the exponent. So what that looks like is log base 4 of 27 to the 1/3 power. Now, we're going to do a little side note here. 27 to the 1/3 power is the same thing as saying the cubed root of 27. And you have done the cubed root of 27 enough to know that that is equal to 3. So log base 4 of 27 to the 1/3 simplifies to log base 4 of 3. Now this is handy because we have lots of things regarding 3 in the rest of our problem. So we have this part, log base 4 of 3 to the 4th. That was from the first part of the question. And then minus log base 4 of 3. So this minus sign, just as the plus sign meant you multiplied those two things, the minus sign means you divide that by that. So what that looks like is you combine and you just have it in terms of one log, and then you put this guy on the top, so 3 to the 4th divided by this guy on the bottom, 3. And then you can simplify. So log base 4. And there are 4 3s on the top here and 1 on the bottom. So we just take out 1 3 from the top and bottom. And this becomes 3 to the 3rd. Now, we can do this a couple ways. One way you can do this is say you've got log base 4 of 27, right? Because that's 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. The other thing you can do is take that exponent and put it back outside. So you could also say 3 times log 4 of 3. And that's it. So, again, take you on a walk through memory lane here. This was our original problem. So we broke it down into addressing this bit, and turning this into that. Then we looked at what it meant to add the logarithms. And again, adding just means multiplying these two quantities and putting it inside parentheses for one log. We simplified that based on rules of exponents and got log base 4 of 3 to the 4th. Then we addressed this part, this 1/3 log. And just a reminder, we take that 1/3, the coefficient, and we turn it into the exponent. That's just a rule of logarithms. And raising something to the 1/3 is the same thing as finding the cube root. And so the cube root of 27 was 3. And so we get, from this, it turns into log base 4 of 3. Then, because these two quantities are being subtracted, one from the other, same thing as with the addition, but it's division instead of multiplication. So you take this quantity and divide it by that quantity and combine it into one log. And then, again, kind of rules of exponents, that turns into log base 4 of 3 to the 3rd. And then you have two options for how you want to finish. So either you can just say, okay, 3 to the 3rd is 27 and I'm done. Or you can say that this exponent can come back out to the front and become a coefficient, and you get 3 log 4 of 3. So these two quantities are equivalent. I hope that's helpful, and thanks for putting up with my video skills.